Let's talk about a way to get support that might just be the most nourishing, gentle path, especially for introverts. It's a way to connect that doesn't force you to show up emotionally on someone else's schedule. You could almost call it a different kind of lifeline.
Just let that sink in for a second. You don't need instant replies. You don't have to be available at the drop of a hat to get real care and connection. I mean, what a relief, right? Especially if you've ever felt that pressure of a phone call you just didn't have the energy to take.
So here's what it all boils down to. Asynchronous support is all about finding that connection without the demand for it to be immediate. And for an introverted nervous system, this isn't just a nice little preference. It can be an absolute lifeline.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of why this actually works so well. There's a huge difference between what a real-time conversation asks of us and what that asynchronous space gives back to us.
Just look at this comparison here. On one side, real-time talk demands that you think fast, you perform emotionally, you have to be vulnerable right then and there. It can feel like a high-stakes performance, can it? But asynchronous support, it's a completely different world. It gives you time to actually process, the privacy to be with your own thoughts, and total control over your own pacing. It gives you rest, it doesn't drain you.
And this, right here, this is the heart of it. This is not about avoiding connection. Not at all. It's about finding a way to connect that truly honors your own biological reality. It's about meeting your nervous system exactly where it is, instead of trying to force it to be somewhere it's just not ready to go.
So, what does this actually look like in practice? Well, let's start with a tool you can use entirely on your own. We often think of support as something that has to come from the outside, but one of the most powerful asynchronous tools starts right here, with you.
I really want to reframe this for a second. Journaling isn't just some side activity or a nice thing to do if you have time. No way. It can be a complete, self-contained support system. It takes zero social energy, just your willingness to connect with yourself.
Now, what's so cool here is just how active this process is. When you're writing, you're not just venting into the void. You are actively processing your emotions, you're getting super clear on what you actually need, and you are witnessing your own experience without any judgment. That is support. It's just happening internally. Of course, support usually does involve other people. So how do we bring that same gentle, asynchronous vibe into our connections with others? Well, let's look at a few low-pressure digital tools we all have. It truly, truly is. And the same thing goes for voice notes. Both of these tools just completely remove the pressure of having to hold an entire conversation in the moment. You can get a message, you can absorb it, and you can respond only when you actually have the internal resources and the clarity to do it. And this is the beautiful, simple rhythm of it all. You get to pause and just breathe. You get to actually reflect on what was said and check in with how you really feel about it. And then you can return to the conversation later when you're feeling grounded and ready. No performance needed.
All right, let's talk about something that gets a bad rap. What about those times when you're in a group chat or maybe an online community and you're just reading, you're not participating? It's time we reframe the whole idea of lurking.
So instead of thinking about it as avoidance or fear, what if we looked at lurking like this? It's not passive avoidance at all. It's an active process of warming up. You're taking in information, you're figuring out if the space feels safe, and you're deciding if and when you want to jump in.
And that distinction is everything. Trusting your instinct to just observe before you participate, well, that's a sign of deep intelligence. That's just you protecting your energy and honoring your own pace.
And believe it or not, this whole principle of asynchronous support even extends to professional help. Not all therapy has to be a live video call or in person in an office.
Yeah, there are therapists who offer text-based sessions or sessions with a delayed response, and for introverts, this can be a perfect fit. This format gives you the space to carefully craft your thoughts, to share from a place of groundedness instead of pressure, and to get that professional guidance without the overwhelm of a real-time session.
Let's be really, really clear on this one. This is not a lesser form of therapy, not by a long shot. For the right nervous system, it's actually the most aligned and effective form of therapy. It's all about finding the method that truly, genuinely fits you.
So I want to leave you with this question to just mull over. We're told so often to push ourselves, to speak up, to engage more, right? But what if the deepest healing doesn't happen in all that noise, but in the quiet, intentional space you allow for yourself? If any of this brought you a sense of relief, just hold on to that feeling. The next explainer we have gets into something a lot of introverts crave, one-on-one connection that feels nourishing instead of draining.
You can slip into that one whenever your energy feels right. And if you're looking for some quiet, private tools to deepen everything we've talked about here, Life Skills TTP has journals and workbooks you can explore completely at your own rhythm.